Fresh fruit imports rebounded to pre-2017 levels, rising to more than 4.5 million tons. India's fresh fruits imports have returned to pre-2017 level of 4.5 lakh tons, recovering from a slew of setbacks, such as the COVID pandemic, supply shocks, a ban on Chinese fruits, and the center's retaliatory tariffs against US fruit. India's imports of fruits are growing in double digits. We were doing nearly 400,000 tons till 2016 to 17, before the center banned Chinese imports. Imports recovered, but after the US withdrew trade privileges for us, the union government hit back with 25% retaliatory tariffs in 2019, setting the clock back again, said Tarun Arora, Director of Finance and Operations, IG International, one of India's largest fresh fruits importing firms. I see the imports between 450,000 tons and 500,000 tons now, with apples contributing a major share. We now get apples from Iran, Italy, Poland, Serbia, a host of European countries, the US, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Brazil, said the official of IG International, which has been importing fresh fruits since 1970. The value of fresh fruits imports into the country, without any tariff, is around $400 to $500 million, said Arora. The Indian government banned imports of Chinese apples and pears from June 1, 2017, after examination of the fruits indicated the presence of harmful microorganisms Pseudococcus comstocki and Fusarium oxysporum. With regard to US imports, India imposed retaliatory tariffs on 28 American items, including walnuts, almonds, apples from June 5, 2019, after former President Donald Trump ended the general system of preference in trading for India. He ended it on the grounds that India is a developed nation and does not require trade privileges such as GSP. The current Joe Biden administration is considering restoring the GSP status for India, and both nations are negotiating the terms. While apples make up a large part of India's fresh fruits imports, citrus, kiwi fruit, avocados, cherries and blueberries are the fruits in demand, Arora said. Apples come to India, which has emerged the third largest fresh fruits consumer in the global market, from northern and southern hemispheres throughout the year. Egypt is doing very well on the citrus fruits front, exporting about 125,000 tons of oranges to India. Citrus and kiwi fruits are all witnessing a double-digit growth in demand here. The official of the Mumbai-based firm set up a group that traded in fruits on commission basis, said. The 12,000 Indian rupees crore IG International is creating its own ecosystem to grow in the country fruits that are imported. We are looking for partners to bring the best varieties for our growers to produce in India. For Indian customers, we will give them a taste of good produce that is normally imported, but made in India, Arora said. IG International has set up its own nurseries to grow these exotic fruits in the India. It has got its own nurseries to grow apples in Uttarakhand, berries in Uttar Pradesh, kiwi fruit in Arunachal Pradesh, bananas in Tamil Nadu, avocados in Telangana, dragon fruit in Madhya Pradesh. This year, India will export blueberries. It is the first time that the global market will receive blueberries from India. Till now, only the US and Europe have been supplying blueberries, the IG International Finance and Operations Director said. The Mumbai-based firm has entered into a joint venture with Australian blueberry firm Mountain Blue to grow the blueberries in India. To a question, he said the firm would look at contract farming only to grow bananas. Arora said fresh fruits imports did not face any problems with regard to sanitary and phytosanitary measures undertaken by government officials. Definitely, there are regulatory challenges, but officials are cooperating with importers. They are actually helping solve the problem, understanding the logistics hurdles, he said. IG International recently launched a cold storage in Delhi, taking the total number of its storages to 17, with a railway siding and a 60-acre container freight station. We would term this as a cold chain terminal, as it gives us the flexibility in our operations and make them agile, he said. IG International has tied up with JM Baxi Group, one of the country's largest professional and integrated infrastructure and shipping companies, to build world-class storage facilities to reduce lead time. Arora said India requires more cold storages since the way consumption of fresh fruits was growing, the number of storages were not enough. We need to scale up as fast as possible, as the gestation period is between 9 and 19 months, he said. Discounting fears that imports of fruits would affect Indian growers, Arora said imports showed a pathway to farmers on unlocking the value of their produce and exposed them to competition in the global marketplace. It is important to identify the growth path, given the global perspective, and benchmark our products to imported products. Changes in the horticultural sector are not happening fast, he said. IG International, which has the largest distribution network across the country, is also one of the largest cold chain logistics firm, with a fleet of 130 reefer trucks.